In case you missed it, January 18th through the 29th, we're kicking off 2024, blah, 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 blah. Limited time offers. That means sales. Let's go. Well, they said we're going to have some savings, and that doesn't disappoint today. We've got the Hull C first up. Looks like it's a $50 savings for the Warbond. Prowler is the obvious choice here, but the 600i makes a decent second case scenario. 15 to save 50 instead of 10 on the Prowler. Down the stack, we've got the Reclaimer, but again, you're spending 50 to save 50. What's next here? The Genesis is a bad option because, again, you don't want to have any type of a concept ship on the left. You can have it on the right for sure, but definitely on the left, it's not so great, even if it's in your chain already. Just wait for that final purchase, actually. C2 Herc, again, 400, you're leaving lots of money on the table, same as the random best in class or best in show Reclaimer if you happen to have that. All these are just not such great choices. Prowler and 600i with the obvious win as the Prowler. The Santok is the next one up. Again, it's a savings of $20 here. For the Warbond, Hurricane makes a good choice, so does the Taurus. Vulcan goes into the concept bucket on the left, which is a no-go. A1 Spirit's the same price as the Taurus and the Vulcan, so that's okay, I suppose. Past that, you're leaving quite a bit on the table, spending more than you're saving. So I would obviously recommend the Hurricane or the Taurus or the A1, but the Hurricane's the clear choice here, especially if you already have it from last year. I think there was a CCU last year, maybe the year before. Anyway, I know that this exists in one of my chains, so that's the one I would definitely go with. The Scorpius Antares is also available for Warbond. Looks like a $20 discount. Let's go see what we have available here. Connie Taurus, again, Vulcan, not a good choice on the left. A1 Spirit, both are $200 ships. Well, I bet a lot of people have an A1 Spirit, or at least most recently it's been available on a Warbond. So that's probably a good choice for most people, but the Connie Taurus has also been available. Maybe you have that. Same amount of savings, so it doesn't really matter which one you have or which one you use for this unless you've already got one of them in your chain. Going down the stack, again, spending an additional $5 for the Heartseeker. The Heartseeker should be available during Valentine's Day. I think it's almost always available for Valentine's Day. Like, anything can change, but time has shown us and past history has shown us that this is generally available during Valentine's Day, which is coming up. What else do we have? Zeus, another concept, not great. 185 Super Hornet, you're leaving a lot on the table. Same amount of savings, but you spend more out of pocket. Even if you had this one in your chain, I would still try and build something in between these rather than buy this direct chain. The A1 Spirit is back. This one looks like it's a savings of $25 with the Warbond, so that's extra special for us. Cartuel makes a good choice, obviously saving the most money. Spend 5, save 25. That's one of the best deals that you'll have on a mid-range $200 ship. That's pretty good. Cartuel is, I think it's had a Warbond during maybe Invictus. I can't remember if it was Invictus or maybe IAE at one point, but generally speaking, it's going to have one, or it has had one every other year, I think, during Alien Week. So it's highly likely that this one will come up in the future, or you may already have it in your chain. It's totally possible. $170 for the Saber is the same price. Again, same deal there. Saber may be on Warbond during Invictus as well. And anything's a possibility for IAE, right? I mean, they just randomly choose stuff there. But Invictus tends to focus on military and fighter ships. So that's where you see a focus on Warbonds just with fighter ships. So again, both of these are equal choices for savings. And maybe, I think the Cartuel may have a higher probability to get a Warbond. Maybe. I don't know. Both are good choices, guys. Both of these are pretty good choices. Gladiator, again, you're leaving $5 more on the table for savings, but it's still not a bad choice. It hasn't had a Warbond as often as some of the other ships, but it does come up from time to time. SRV, I doubt we'll see a Warbond anytime soon, but who knows? I mean, every once in a while they'll release a ship, and then the next following IAE they have it for Warbond, so it does happen. It just seems less likely, in my opinion. But again, you're leaving money on the table anyway from 2 other choices. So yeah, I would not tend to pick one of these unless I already had it in my chain. Prospector's same. You're leaving too much on the table. You're spending 20 to save 25. Just not that great of a deal. The Vulture is back again. Looks like a $10 saving, so this is a lower saving CCU, but can still be useful in your CCU chain. Prospector's a good one for this, although I don't know if I have ever seen a Prospector go in Warbond. I could be wrong. I may have seen it once, but it seems like it's rare enough that I don't recall ever seeing one. So it doesn't mean it won't happen. And look, anything can change in the CCU game. So that's the best savings right now, tied with the Razor EX. I think I do recall seeing the Razor EX have a Warbond before. So if you already have it in your chain or whatever, obviously pick that. But the savings is equal for both of these ships. Spend 5, whoa, spend 10. Spend 10, save 10. That's okay. It's not great though, right? We've seen better. We just saw a better one. Spend 5, save 20 or something. 10 for 10 is not super great. Again, it's only a $10 savings anyway. And if you bought this as a concept, or a previous Warbond, I suppose, but definitely the concept, you would have saved a significant more amount. You would have saved a significant amount more money, just because of the concept pricing on the standard Warbond for the Vulture when it came about a while ago. But again, if you're new to the CCU game, you wouldn't have had that opportunity. So saving $10 is still saving $10, and that makes it a good deal for either one of these. I know for sure the Freelancer Max has been on CCU before, at least a couple times that I can think of. So that's not bad either. Again, you're spending more for it, so you're leaving some savings on the table. And anything lower than that, well, I guess there's a couple $150 ships here, the Razor LX. And the Mantis, but the concept ship Retaliator and the concept ship Expanse, not such great. Oh, and the Spirit. There's a lot of $150 ships here. Oh my gosh, all the Zeuses as well. Okay, so all these $150 ships, if they're a concept, you should never choose it on the left column. Again, if you're new to the CCU game, listen up. If you're old to the CCU game, you can kind of tune out for a couple seconds here. If you put a concept ship in the left hand side of these 2 columns here, and you're buying a ship CCU upgrade on the right that's a Warbond, this amount of savings that you have, you spend 15, so the total value of this ship or this upgrade would be $165, right? That means you save $10 because it's 165 to 175, which is a $10 jump. You're spending 15, you're saving 10. That's the gist here, right? But when this ship goes into production, well, it's no longer a concept ship, right? What happens is this price will absolutely raise. For the Retaliator, this thing's old. It's not the Retaliator bomber, which is already in the verse. This is the gunship version, right? It's a very different model. But my guess is this is going to raise significantly, just based on the fact that gunships tend to be more expensive ships, almost $300, right? For almost all of them. I think the one I can think of offhand is like the Harbinger series, which I think they're $240, $250, $260. I think that's the price range that there's a couple of ships there. But one of them is a gunship, and then you've got the Redeemer as well. Those are more expensive ships. And the Retaliator bomber, I think, is like a $200 and some odd ship. There's a Retaliator here. Oh, okay. Well, the bomber version. Anywho, what I'm going for here, what I'm trying to explain is this price on the concept, well, any of them really, the Expanse, this is going to be way more than $150. If let's say the price raises to $170. So the price gap here is only $5. You spent $15 for a $5 upgrade. Now, even little kids can do that math. That means you lost money doing that upgrade. Bad idea, right? And that's the speculative idea behind concepts. Now, if you did the inverse, if you had the Expanse over here and $100 or $140 ship here, that $10 CCU, even if it doesn't say Warbond over here, that's still a good bet because the price will go up, which means your savings will increase and you're locked in at that $10 spend and you can use store credit for them. So again, concept ship on the left is bad. Concept ship on the right is good whenever you're playing the CCU game. Okay, so back to it. I think I covered everything here. Most of the $150 ships are, in fact, concept ships. A couple are not. The Mantis, the Razor, the Freelancer. Again, you're leaving too much money on the table, in my opinion, for a CCU chain to maximize the savings. That's what we do. So I would go with either the Razor EX or the Prospector. Figure out whichever one fits into your chain and get that one. It's rare I have to eat my own words in the same video from a previous statement. But instead of changing my previous statement, I'm just going to eat my own words. The SRV it's got a Warbond right now, a savings of $15. So I think I was talking about the A1 Spirit. Yeah, okay, that's the way it goes sometimes, guys. I am wrong from time to time. So the SRV, probably because they're trying to keep all these ships that went on Warbond sale over the last 4 to 6 months or so. They said they're bringing them all back in that email. So that's exactly what they're doing. SRV is one of the new ships, so they're adding it back to the Warbond docket. So here we go. $15 savings for the SRV. The Razor is a good option, especially, again, if you're going for those referral rewards, guys. Hornet Tracker, you're leaving some money on the table here, $10. Hull B. Gosh, with the hulls, I have to look it up. I feel like a fool, but I have to look up the Hull B. Is that a concept ship? I know Hull D and Hull CR. I don't know about the Hull B. Hull A came out, for sure. I think the Hull B. Yeah, Hull B is a concept. Probably. I don't see it here. Well, let's go look real quick. What game packages are you doing to me here? Where's MISC? There's MISC. Hull A, blah, blah, blah. Hull E, D, there's a Hull B. Heavy freight. In concept. I knew it was a concept. I should not have second-guessed myself. So again, I think I've beat this dead horse, and I'll continue to do so. Don't put a concept ship over here unless you're playing some sort of advanced game where you're estimating a $20 loss in the price, and maybe this ship will go up in price as well. I just don't like putting it over here because it's a higher risk that you're not going to save as much money as you anticipated. And I mean, who knows? I've gotten burned on it. Like I think the example I used was I forget what it was. I think it was a Corsair to MSR that I spent at the time maybe $15 on, and the difference ended up being $10, right? So that's the kind of thing that can happen very quickly when you have a concept on this side and you're not going up that much, right? This is a $25 difference. You're spending $10. If this shrinks to a $15 difference or a $10 difference even, then it's kind of a pointless. It's not a Warbond. You're putting more money into the system and you don't need to. You could have used in-store credit or whatever to get that instead of using new money. All right, so again, Razor's best. Hornet Tracker's slightly behind that. You're leaving $5 more on the table. Anything down here, again, it's $140. You're leaving $10 on the table, plus the possibility of a concept increase in price. And then you're just leaving way too much money on the table for the Cuddy here for the Answer 350R. All right. So the last one on the list is the C1 Spirit. This is the small freighter from Crusader. It's a $15 savings here to get the Warbond. It's got a couple of options. I think we went through this previously. We were all hoping for the Hawk. That didn't happen. So again, there's a plethora of choices here. You've got $95, $90 Gladius is leaving a bit on the table, right? So it's a bit too far. But the M50, the Hawk, the Storm AA specifically, those are all $100 ships. Look. So I did say the C1 Spirit is the last one that's got a Warbond today. They did mention quite a few days of savings, so maybe this is a special one of those events where they change and add things over time, I'll keep an eye on it and let you guys know in additional videos. Right now, they don't have any of the Storms or the X1s on a Warbond. It's C1 Spirit is the last one there. So who knows? Maybe they'll add them later. Maybe this is all there is. I don't know. Again, I'll let you guys know in additional videos if different sale items come up over the next week or so, or the length of the sale. Would it say the 18th through the 29th or 18th through the 28th or something? Anyway, I'll keep you guys up to date. But anyway, so there's nothing else under the Spirit C1, and the Storm AA isn't available now in a Warbond, but in the CCU game it's not available. So again, going back to the choices here, the Hawk or the M50. The M50 and the Hawk have both been available. So this is your own guess. I mean, you could always get both of them just to cover bases and then have $10 worth of store credit, or just keep them both for different change. You never know when you're going to go through a $125 ship on the way to like a $200 ship. Maybe they release a couple ships this year or next year, and you'll have something ready for that chain. It all depends on how you want to play the game. If you already know at this point that you want a specific set of ships and you've already bought most of them and you're just looking to fill the gaps, obviously you're not going to buy both of these. You're just going to buy one. If you're trying to anticipate future deals because you know you're going to want additional ships in the future, or you just started the CCU game, then maybe it does make sense to buy one of each of these. That's up to you. So they have brought back the X1 Velocity, Cutter Rambler. I'm just going to go through the whole list, guys. Cutter Scout, X1 Force makes sense. The Furies, all three of the Furies, the MX, LX, and Standard as Warbonds. The Lynx, oh boy, the Sulin, the Storm AA. Okay, so again, they don't have any Warbond CCUs for the ships that I've mentioned, but they do have standalone Warbonds available. Let's see if they change anything. Here's a C1 Warbond. I want to see if they're offering any. Yeah, 6 months of insurance. I don't get that. New money should get at least 10 years. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Going down, where was I? The C1? Was it the C1? Okay, so both the Warbond and Concept Zeuses are still available. That's cool. Going back, the Vulture. So the Vulture and the SRV have CCU Warbonds and standalone Warbonds, which is good. A1 Spirit, same deal there. Scorpius Antares, same deal there, right? You've got a Warbond CCU and a standalone CCU. Santok is in the same boat, but then you've got some new ones like the Arastra and the Whole Sea. This one keeps piquing my interest, but it's such a big ship. I don't know that it'll have enough crew ever to do something like that, but to those that do, that is going to be an awesome ship. All right, well, there you have it. That's the roundup here. Let's cruise through the... let's go look for the packs. I just want to see if there's anything spectacular. Again, I don't generally buy packs, but they are Warbond discounted from time to time, so I do cover them. There you go, the X1 pack, Cutter pack. They're decent savings here. I mean, they're not spectacular, right? This one's got 2. So the A1 and the C1, I'm surprised they don't have the E1 as a 3-pack. Maybe that would get too spendy for them. I mean, that doesn't make any sense because they've got $475 3-packs. That's weird, though. Why don't they have the E1 here with the Spirit triple threat or whatever they want to call it? Probably because he's just released. I don't know. Because maybe they'd have to include the E1 as a concept too. I give up. There are some pack discounts in the Warbond, guys. If that's your cup of tea, then go drink some tea. Well, that's it for today, guys. If there's any more sales that come up, especially those Warbond CCUs, I'll keep you in the loop. Zi-Tek out.